That dwells upon many waters.
What? Listen now. So the two chapters in 50, 51 are talking about the Babylon. So which one he says? What did he say in 13?
O thou that dwellest upon many waters,
What?
abundant in treasures,
Thine what?
thine end
Thine end is come. And what?
and the measure of the covetousness.
See it? So we're talking about all kinds of nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing now. It's like, what do you say? History repeats itself in a sense. All right? This right here, verse 13, is no doubt the same thing that Revelation said in chapter 17. Said, the whore sitteth upon many waters.
Mm-hmm.
This says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures.
Mm-hmm.
Your end is come. This is a prophecy, and it's talking about this country right here. We're going to show you, line this stuff up, and see, okay, the case is, we're going to look at this, and line it up. We may not get to it all today. But,
My.
see, all right, so if we go back to, now we just showed in Jeremiah 51, 13, said, though you dwell upon many waters. See, and this country right here is known. It's got all nationalities. Everybody's coming from everywhere, coming over. You got to get to America, what they say. Got to get over here, the land of the free, is what they say.
What they say? Israel.
See, and that's what he said. You got all these nationalities. O thou that dwells upon many waters, abundant in treasures. But he said, thine end is come. And this is a prophecy way back in Jeremiah 51.
Come on.
All right, so now, say people don't want to see, they don't want to line this up, they don't want to see it. That's why the Bible says their eyes have been closed.
Mm-hmm.
When Isaiah says concerning people that don't want to see the truth, they close their eyes to this stuff. They don't want to see it.
Come on.
Man, I don't want to talk about that, man.
It's real.
Let's talk about something else. See, they don't want to talk about it.
It's coming.
Because this stuff will sober you up in your thinking.
Come on.
You know, you get to talk about this stuff, and you say, you ain't tell me this country is going up in flames. People don't want to hear that, and it sobers you up in your thinking. That you say, man, I got to get straightened out. See, for you know this right here, he says, Jeremiah 51, 13, your end is coming.
Your end is coming.
See, this is not going to keep going on the way it is. The Lord is tired for one. See, and he's going to use other nations to take it down. See, that's why people don't want to hear this stuff. This right here is raw.
It's time. It's time. It's time.
Right. All right. So this in John's day, the revelations he saw, he said the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants. See, and this is basically talking about the relations that, you know, you can look at this. You know, this country is a little over 200 years old as far as being established, which is an extension of Europe, basically all it is.
Basically.
It's an extension. So, and let me think, one of the prophets that says Babylon is the glory of kingdoms. See, so we're talking about, all right, this is, and it says, I think it's Isaiah 13, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. That's what they call it. Say, but you can't, there's no way you can go in and interpret this stuff outside of God and say you can't be partial. When you go in there and let God show you this thing, he's not partial because you live in America.
Come on.
See, people say, oh, you ain't talking about, see, then you're going to miss God because God is not partial to nobody's nation.
No, sir.
The Lord will speak, thus said the Lord. That's why he said his head and his hair was white like wool. See, there's no unrighteousness in the Lord. You can't find that. So when God say this right here is what it is, and that's what it is.
It's what it is.
See? But people don't want to hear that. And that's why a lot of times people don't want to hear what the Lord got to say because God may come against you.
And that's true.
See, Jeremiah, in Genesis, it said the flaming sword, which protected the tree of life, see, it drove everything out the garden. It said a flaming sword that protected the way. It would turn every way. See, in other words, it would cut you. It would cut you asunder. I don't care who you are.
Come on.
The flaming sword represents God.
Thank you.
See? And it said it turned every way after, you know, man had sinned. And so God put the flaming sword and a cherub Right? So the flaming sword turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. See, you ain't coming up in there. That's basically what it's saying. You're going to get cut.
Come on.
You're going to get devoured.
Come
You're
on.
going to get cut asunder. See, that's the way the Lord is impartial to anybody.
Come on.
See, he's not siding with you or you. It don't make no difference who you are. We got to side with God. The only way we can do that through the death of his son, get our sins forgiven, be born again, is only we got to side up with the Most High.
That's it.
He ain't siding up with you.
Come on.
See? All right, so we're making this, lining this stuff up. So it says, the king, so looking in this country in relation to the rest of the world, and see, we can line, you can look at this, and this thing fits into a T. This right here is like the most detailed description prophecy I've ever seen, because it calls, see, and then you got some people saying, well, it's talking about Saudi Arabia. Well, okay, let's look at some things in comparison.
Let's look at it.
So, all right, so let's see here. All right, so we're looking at Jeremiah 50. All right, so he's saying in Jeremiah 50, he's talking about a nation out of the north is coming against it. All right, so the destruction of Babylon, very detailed. This right here is about one of the detailed descriptions I've seen. So it says, out of the north there comes a nation against her, which shall make, and the her is talking about Babylon. All right, and shall make her land desolate.
What verse?
See, then this is talking about verse 3, Jeremiah 50. We're going to start looking at some of this stuff. What did he say right there? Verse 3.
Verse 3. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall deport, both man and beast.
All right. See, this destruction is going to be so sore that the land is going to be desolate. There ain't going to be nothing here. People have a hard time. See, this. It's about like in Noah's day. People had a hard time believing that the rain was coming.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what? Because it had never rained in that fashion. The Lord used to let the waters come up from underneath the ground to, water all the ground. It never came in that fashion. All right, so people have a hard time, especially in this country. They got a hard time believing. You mean to tell me as great as this country is, as powerful as this military is, and all the way the government is so organized, there's no way this country can go down. And that's what people are saying. The very thing that's in people's minds, like nothing can happen to us. And this is the description that Jeremiah is saying what has happened to the mindset of people. They feel like, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. See, and so it's saying, it gives a description of a woman. Revelation said, this is what they're saying. The heart of America is what they're saying. Let's go to Revelation 18. Going back to Jeremiah 50. It's a lot of lining up. It's a lot of work. But this is what has happened over a period of time, the pride and everything else. So in 18, when it says, it's talking about the judgment, by her plagues are coming in 1 hour. In 1 hour. Her plagues is coming. So it says, look at verse 7. This is what the core of this country have become. The mindset of people. What is it?
Verse 7?
Verse 7. Revelation 18. Watch. This is what they're saying.
How much shall she glorify herself?
Glory. See, this is what happens when you get, what you say, like it says in Revelation, Jeremiah 50, when he said, though you dwell upon many waters and have abundant in treasure. See, and what happens when all this happens? Then you tend to lift up yourself, glorify yourself above, and you think you're more than what you are.
Come on.
All right, that's what happens. So what do he say?
And live deliciously.
And no doubt, nobody can say that they have benefited coming over this country. And they say, well, man, this is the land of opportunity. All that's okay. All right, so what happens you know, there's so much abundant stuff over here, and then you get in this mindset that ain't nothing gonna happen to me. See, that's what happens. Is the mindset of the Americans. This is what that's where they come off. What do they say?
So much torment
Uh-huh.
and sorrow give her,
Right.
for she's said in her heart, I sit a queen.
You see, and that's what this country is saying. This country cannot be defeated by nobody. This is the greatest country in the world. That's what they say.
That's what they're saying. And am no widow,
Uh-huh. Then what?
and shall see no sorrow.
You see that? That's what the mindset of the American people can't see. This stuff is spiritual. Most times people that are caught up in this system, they're blind to this, to see the scriptures is neutral when it comes down to, you know, countries and things. This right here is black and white, not racial. I'm saying it's gonna call it what it is.
That's it.
So it says, this is what they're saying over here. Is that I ain't gonna see no sorrow. This country is the greatest country where this country can't be defeated by nobody. See? And then what is it?
Therefore shall her pledge come in one day,
In one day. What?
death and mourning and famine.
Uh-huh.
And she shall be utterly burned with fire.
Uh-huh.
From strong is the Lord God who judges her.
Okay, you see? So there's only one thing that can do that. And most people can see, most people that want to see anyway, that they know there's a war coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. People can see. If you can't see that, people do not want to see. There's a war coming. See, in this case here, we're talking about utterly burned, meaning you cannot recover from the devastation. Utterly burned with fire. And there's only one thing, everybody already know the answer to that. Fill in the blank. You was in school, A, B, C, or D, fill in the blank. You already know there's only one thing that can bring destruction like that, and that's nuclear weapons.
An expert man, yeah?
Yeah.
Mighty expert man.
See?
Yes, sir.
There's only one thing. So now, lining this stuff up, see, by the time we get through lining, the picture should come clear. All right, so it's saying the way, you know, the things that transpired in this country were people just feel the mindset of most Americans, I'm saying everybody, but mindset of most of them is like, well, man, ain't nothing can take us down, man. We're the great, you know, what? Nobody wants to go over to these other countries, which they don't. All right, so he's saying the destruction comes. So looking down, all right, notice what it says.
Chapter 50.
All right, notice, still in Jeremiah 50, we're going to start comparing this thing. Verse 8, notice what it says.
Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks.
So he goes, it's time to get up out of it. Then what?
For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
All right, see, God said, now watch this, thank God, we're lining this stuff up. Line for line, precept for precept, here a little, and there a little, right?
Yes, sir.
He said, God, this is God now, this is God talking. Through Jeremiah, I will raise, God said he's doing this. Let's go back to Revelation.
Yes, sir.
Notice what happened. You see, so you can't see people are trying to pinpoint, oh, let's get rid of the radical Islam and all this stuff. But the Bible says God is going to raise. He's doing it. This is God's doing.
God's doing
And
it.
people say, okay, you take that up with the Lord. Because if God had found you wanting, like he said in one thing, one of the kings back in Daniel's day, back in Babylon, he said, you are weighed in the balances, you are found wanting. See, you come up short. I mean, God's finna judge you.
Come on.
See, you don't find, you say you don't come up in the scales, and God put the scales on you, come up. You are found wanting. You are found you're lacking. All right, so Revelation 17, verse 16 and 17, watch this. Now we're lining this stuff up. The precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. Jeremiah 50 with Revelation 17, it lines up. What is it?
And then 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, thee shall hate the whore.
All right, and what did we just read? We're just still reading in Jeremiah 50. He says, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
Good God
This,
Almighty.
the 10 horns, it's talking about 10 nations that's going to turn against.
The whore.
See? Now watch this. And this is God's doing. Watch this. Keep going.
And shall make her desolate and naked,
Right?
and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
See, this is an allegory. It's not the woman. It's not talking about a whore. A woman is talking about a country.
Yes,
See?
sir.
So when it's saying eating her flesh, it's basically saying the country is going to go down.
That's it.
See, it's allegory. It's allegorical. It's going to burn her with fire. And then watch what it says in 17.
For God hath put in her hearts,
God.
in their hearts,
God.
to fulfill his will.
Look at that. This is God's doing. What did he say in Jeremiah? I will raise up against Babylon an assembly.
God Almighty. Look at that.
All right. So it's God. This is God's doing. So take that up with the Lord. People.
That's it.
See? And give their kingdom unto the beast. See, this stuff is going down. It's going down. Until the words of God be fulfilled. So, and they said, the woman which thou sawest is that great city. It's talking about a country.
Come on now.
It's talking about a country.
Yes, sir.
Which reigns over the kingdom. So going back to Jeremiah, watch this. Watch this. Verse 9. Very detailed.
Very detailed.
Very detailed. What is it?
For lo, I will raise and cause to come against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall sit themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken.
Look at that.
That
From
arrow.
thence she shall be taken. And then what?
Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man.
None shall
return in vain.
And people that don't want to see this for what it is, it's only one thing. We're talking about guided missiles, ICBMs that can target anywhere. This say you got to bring this thing up to date.
Mighty expert man. Yes, sir.
Mighty expert man. That's talking about strategic
Yes, sir.
missiles that,
Yes, sir.
guidance. Once they develop the technology of guided systems, this stuff can go anywhere in the world.
That's right.
Over the pole, come down, drop right down on your nation.
That's it.
And see, people don't want to see it. Okay, that's why North Korea, Iran, all these countries, they're getting ready. Anybody gonna stop this because it's prophesied.
That's it.
See, people worried about, I can't even pronounce the guy's name, the North Korean leader. See, you trying to keep over his business, but you're not gonna be able to stop. This stuff is prophesied. You can't stop. You can't tell another nation what they're gonna build and what they can't build. You don't see them stopping. They ought to tell you. See, people in America, see, and that's why I said, it said their arrows should be, and that's what you see. Every time they want to keep up what North Korea is testing missiles. Say he's got something there that can pretty much target some of the Western Hemisphere or whatever. See, this stuff, and people don't want to look at it, it's in the scriptures.
In the scripture.
See, people are having too much fun. They don't want to think. The Bible said the scriptures will sober us up.
Yes, sir.
It will sober you into thinking that you need to get straight with the Lord.
It's time.
Yeah, it's enough wasting time. People are, whatever. All this stuff out here, there's nothing going on. It's really boiled down to what's going on with the Lord. See, but this stuff is in the Bible. See, God's people are not going to be kept or caught unaware.
That's right.
We're going to know what's going down because it's written. And it's for the people God to know this stuff.
Yes, sir.
Unless you don't want to see it, that's on you. See? All right, then what he said? He said, none shall return, none of the nuclear missiles is going to return in vain.
That's it.
See? The bomb is going to target wherever they position it, however they computerize it, the target. The bomb is going to hit that location, bam.
That's it.
And it's not, in other words, it's going to do what the compass set out to do, boom.
That's it.
It's going up in smoke. It says she should be utterly burned with fire. And then what? What it say in verse 10? Watch this.
Verse 10 in Revelation 18?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Okay. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. So all that spoil her shall be satisfied.
See that? A
Saith the
spoil.
Lord.
See, nobody, in other words, see, like you've seen some of the stuff that's already starting as far as, the Bin Laden and all, and your Taliban's and all that stuff. It's just the start of it. But nobody can think they can pull anything like that off, number one.
That's right.
I mean, then there's some speculate say this is the U.S. government's doing. I can't prove all that, but I'm just saying nobody can really think they can take this country down. I mean, they probably can, do some stuff like that to that magnitude, but they ain't gonna get no further. But in order for you to even get something off like that, to them is a great accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
Now you see how much on the Al Jazeera network they were rejoicing when this stuff happened, and that was just planes, running into buildings.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Can they pull something like this off?
Yep.
And people of this country is hated by the Islamic nations and all that.
Yes.
People don't want to look at this what it is. Chaldeans should be a spoil. See, this stuff is going to be spoiled by the spoilers. All right. So then when you say verse 11,
Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellies of bulls.
see, and that's this country have benefited off of. That's the way it was set up. It was set up that way. So what did he say in verse 12?
Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hittermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land and desert.
All right. See, he said the hindermost of the nation. This country is pretty much one of the last nations that came up as an established country.
Mm-hmm.
This country is only 200-something years old compared to the old world.
Mm-hmm.
Persia and all these countries have been here for forever. You might as well say since the beginning. Okay, Saudi Arabia, all these countries have been in existence long before America has been birthed, which is only established baseball a little bit over 200-something years or whatever, 240 years or whatever. All right, so that's why it's called. See, that's why I say people don't want to look at this. It's almost frightening to some people.
Yes,
It's
it
like,
is.
man, this is the truth, man. This stuff will almost make your heart fail. You hear some stuff like this, it will cut you to the point that, man, I'm devastated.
The truth.
Yeah, the truth. See, the hindermost. That's why this country is the hindermost of the nation. This is the last one that came up. The last established country, and that's why I said the mother. So this country was birthed by another nation. That's why I say your mother shall be so confounded. So if you want to say it was England, UK, whoever that birthed this nation.
Mm-hmm.
See? But it's prophesied to go down. All right? So then what do you say? Verse 13.
Because of the wrath of the Lord shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. So everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at her plagues.
All right? You see? See where the Lord's got this thing written. In other words, there's nothing has ever happened to this magnitude, to this country, never have came on. Like, in other words, you had America sent troops over to other,
Yep.
situations and conflicts that have gotten over there dealing with all that, but never has anyone come on these shores. And this right here has been accomplished. This is what he's saying. This, he said, the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited. It shall be wholly desolate. And the people that, man, would be devastated. Other countries would be looking, man, America is going down. That to the rest of the world, that's like, man, can you believe it?
Come on.
Because nothing like this has ever happened on this, on these shores. You have never been able to come over here and overtake this country like this is going to. That's why it's going to make it so devastating.
Oh, yes.
That's why it's hard for people to believe, because this ain't never happened to this country since it has been called America. It's never happened. There's been civil wars and all that, but never has any foreign nations come over here and taken this country down. It's never happened. See? So, but this is God's doing.
That's it.
What did it say in verse 14?
Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows,
She is what?
for she has sinned against the Lord.
That's why this country is going down, because of the sin.
Good God.
See, and people don't want to see this what it is.
Wow.
You think God is just going to overlook all this abominations going on in this country?
Her sins reached heaven.
The sins have reached unto heaven. This is it. Have reached unto heaven. God is tired. Right? See, and that's why, okay, somebody asks, why is this happening? You got people, we're trying to mind our own business. This is the way the mindset of people over here. Why are these people coming over here doing this? See, they're blind. See, but they can't see the reason why this is starting to happen because of the sin.
Because of the sin.
See, now he's telling them, all you that bend the boat, people that are at war, all these missiles, this, he's telling them, spare no arrows. See, that's why you got these countries that are developing, and it's happening almost overnight. Next thing you know, all you hear about is no free leader. That's all they hear about every day. Oh, he's testing another missile. See, you're trying to keep on with it. And what Russia is doing. And Iran, this is all prophecy.
Yes, sir.
They're going to come against this nation, and they're going to take it down.
That's it.
You don't want to hear this. All right, what do you say in verse 15?
Shout against her round about. She have given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is a vengeance of the Lord that vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her.
You see, God is a revenger. He said, vengeance belongs to me.
Yes, it did.
God knows the wickedness that this country, as a matter of fact, that's how it started. The Lord has seen all this stuff. And it's time to recompense.
Yes, it is.
See, and God is going to use other nations to take it on down. See, people don't want it. This right here is a sobering message. People don't want it. People want to, it's not a whooping and hollering message. This right here will sober you in your thinking. To the point that, man, this is going to go down. All right, so then what do you say, verse 16?
Cut off the sword from Babylon.
Look at that.
For him that handled the sickle in the time of harvest.
All right.
For fear of the pressing sword that shall turn everyone to his people.
All right, and then what?
And they shall flee everyone to his own land.
You see that? As much as people were running to get over here, they're going to be running to get out of here. That's exactly what he said.
Yes, sir.
He said, for fear of the oppressing sword, it's talking about because of the calamities that's coming on this country, instead of you flocking to get over here, you're going to be getting a flight to get out. And that's what he's saying. See?
That's it.
See, for fear of the oppressing sword, it's talking about the assembly of nations and the events that's taking place is not going to happen all at one time. But they see these things are constantly happening. What they call terrorists and all that. That's the oppressing sword. It means all these different groups and radical Islamic, whatever you want to call it, are coming against this nation to the point that people are going to be ready to leave this country.
Yes.
Oh, it's happening. You ain't going to sit somewhere. If you see the ship going down, you're going to just sit there and go down with it. Oh, no, it's time to get out of here.
Amen. Wow.
All right, so...
praise the Lord on that. That's powerful. Powerful.
All right, so it's a twofold message on it. So if you go down a little bit and notice what they call Babylon. All right, so all right, look at verse 21.
Go up against the land of Merathaim.
And this is a symbolical name. It's talking about basically the condition of this country here. Go up against the land, and then what?
See, even against it, saying against the inhabitants of Pekar.
Yep. And these are symbolical terms. It's still talking about Babylon. It says waste and utterly destroy. After, see, utterly means this stuff is going to be taken down to the point. There's It's not going to be rebuilt again. And that's the same thing that Revelation said. She should be utterly burned with fire. See, you got to line this stuff up. People say, after them, said the Lord, and do according to all that I've commanded. Watch this. 22.
A sound of battle is in the land,
Look at that. You see that? And then what?
and of great destruction.
Just like people that seen that movie The Day After.
Mm.
That movie back in the 80s, ABC Films made, which was basically no comparison of the actual event, but they were trying to show you what it would be like if this act occurred, which is actually going to occur. You're going to see bombs dropping. See, he said a sound of battle is in the land.
Yes, it is.
And of great destruction is what's going to happen. Then what? Now watch, this is what they're going to say. This is what the rest of the nation is going to say. What they say in verse 23.
How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
How in the world, because America has pretty much been the police of the world. There's no doubt people can say that. It's been like the police, they're in everybody's.
Yep.
Everybody's affairs. You're over here, sending troops in. So a hammer is like you've been pretty much taking down other situations and conflicts. Even though you got bombed out, a few of them, Vietnam and all that, but for the most part, this is the hammer of the whole world. This country has been like the police of the whole world. I mean, nobody can deny that.
And everybody's
They
business.
in everything.
Yep.
And so people are going to be saying, how a greater country is this? How is it taken down? How can this happen? How can this happen? That's what the rest of the world is going to be saying when this is going to be taking place. How can this happen? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? There's no other nation they're going to be talking about that about. How can this happen to America? You know, this just built images in people's mind that this country can't be taken down.
Well,
Say, verse 24, what is it?
I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware.
You see this? See, it's going to get, I don't know how in the world can something come like this and they not be aware. That's where the astonishment is going to be among the nations. How can this happen and you not know that this is going to happen? How can you not be aware? Okay, you got all this defensive, sophisticated military equipment and all that stuff you can't even pronounce, stuff that you don't even know about. You got all this technology, all this coming upon you unaware that you wasn't aware.
Living deliciously.
Thou find also caught because I have striven against the Lord. So it said the Lord hath opened his armor and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. This is the work of the Lord, God of hosts in the land. It's God's doing. So who you gonna blame? You can't blame him. You can't blame the Al Qaeda and Islam. It's God's doing.
God's doing.
It's God's doing. So he said, what did he say in 26?
Come against her from the uttermost border. The utmost border. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left.
You see that? Let nothing be left. This place is going to be leveled. People, they got a heart, they just can't believe it. No, this can't happen, man. I don't believe what you're saying.
You just keep on living. You're going to see it.
All right, so
Lord have mercy.
So it says, slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. That's talking about people. Woe to them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. Say God. So then 28, the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare in Zion the vengeance
Of the Lord.
of the Lord. That's what we're doing. We're declaring in Zion that this is the vengeance of the Lord is going to take place. The vengeance of the Lord is going to happen. All right, 29 says what?
Call together the archers against Babylon. It says, all ye that bend a bow.
See,
Bend the bow.
people that know about warfare. See, everybody don't know how to operate, get in there and operate all these guided cruise missiles and ICBMs.
Wow.
Everybody don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do it.
All you that bend the boat.
All you see, I mean, people that are experts in warfare.
That's it.
Everybody don't know about it. Then what?
It said to camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of
You
Israel.
see that? And that's exactly the way this country become. Proud.
Whew, boy, oh boy.
See, that's what it said in 30. Look at this. This is so detailed. This is such a detailed description of a destruction.
This is
I've never seen.
powerful.
What did he say in 30?
Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets,
Young men shall fall in the streets. And what?
and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord.
Your joint chiefs of staff. Huh? your defense ministers and whoever else. Well, defense secretary that sent all the troops up. Your airborne rangers, your Delta Force,
Everybody,
all the SEALs,
everybody.
huh? All this stuff over here, the Rangers. They're supposed to be the elite. The elitist of all your special forces in the military.
You're expert.
Oh, ain't no way this gonna happen. The SEAL Team 6 will take you out. That's how they talk. Huh? But all your, what do you say? Your men of war shall be cut off.
In that day.
Wow.
God almighty.
SEAL Team 6, infantry, airborne rangers,
Combat
82nd
engineers.
Airborne,
Come
huh?
on, everybody.
Delta Force.
Jesus.
Wow.
God almighty.
31, what is he?
Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud,
Look at this.
said the Lord God of hosts, for that day is come,
Uh-huh.
that the time that I will visit thee.
Say God is going to do the visit. And he's going to do it by raising up other nations. And it's happening. We're seeing the brinks.
We're seeing it. We're seeing
We're
it.
seeing it.
Yes, sir.
People that don't want to see it, but we're at the brinks of it. All right? So,
Good God almighty.
say 35, what did it say?
A sword is upon the Chaldeans, said the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men.
All right, then what?
A sword upon the liars.
See that?
Wow. And they shall dote.
Wow.
A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed.
A sword, see the sword. And that's talking about representing the nation that are going to come and take this country down. What else it say? 37.
A sword upon her the horses.
And that's getting into your military, your specialized equipment to mobile, however you mobilize, you get around and maneuver your tanks, your stealth fighters,
All that.
all your stuff. What are you looking at? What is it? Keep going on 37. What is it?
Send upon the chariots, and upon all mangled.
Mingle people. That's talking about the nations, different nationalities. Okay.
Yeah.
Then what is it?
That are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women.
And that's talking about you're going to be weak. And using the term women is talking about the nation is going to be weakened.
Weakened.
All your men of war are going to become like women.
God almighty.
Wow.
Good God
And what?
almighty. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed.
Then what is it? 38.
A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols.
All right. See, and that right covers a whole lot of territory.
Yes,
There's
it
so
does.
much idols, idolatry over here.
So
I ain't
much.
playing. People esteem Hollywood and making a movie more than actual lives.
Yep.
These idols are going to be taken down. All of it.
Lord have mercy.
The land of graven images. That's exactly what this is. A land of graven images. All right, then what?
Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert, with the wild beasts of the islands, shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein. Excuse me. Sin there should be no more inhabited forever. Neither shall it be dwelt in for generation to generation.
Wow.
as God had overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein.
See, and it's gonna be laid desolate. Nothing but snakes and owls and stuff like that. It's gonna be what they say, the great western what they want to call it. All right, so he says, what did he say in 41?
Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow, and the lance.
And they are what?
They are cruel.
See, look at the nationality, look at the nature of some of these countries that are already rising up. They're cruel.
They're cruel.
I'm like, how can you strap bombs to your children? They're cruel.
Jesus.
Look what the law said. They are cruel. They're not nice. They ain't come over here to give you an ice cream cone.
And we show no mercy.
They will show no. And then what happened? People don't want to see this for what it is.
It's real.
They're not showing mercy. They come over here. They come to take you out. It's already started. Keep going.
The voice shall roar like a sea.
See that?
And they
Their
shall-
voice shall roar like the sea. That's what we said when he says the sea and the waves roaring. Keep going, do it.
And they shall ride upon horses.
See, and that's whatever however means you maneuver yourself when you're a man of war. You're talking about horses now. We're talking about you maneuvering in aircraft and everything else.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, that's what it's describing. Everyone, and then what?
Was everyone put in array like a man to the battle against the old daughter of Babylon.
Now it's called the daughter of Babylon.
Goodness.
All right, then what?
The king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed
You see that? The president shaking in his boots. He's hearing this stuff. Then what?
Jesus. So anguish took hold of him.
Look at that. How you mean tell me you're a leader of the country and you shaking to the point of fear that you can't even make no decision on what to do?
Lord have mercy.
Then what?
And pangs of a woman in travail.
Look at that. Then what?
Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man, that I may appoint her over? Appoint over her, I'm sorry. For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me?
See that? See, so he's basically saying it ain't a leader that's able to stand up against this.
No, sir.
The way it's going to happen. Then what?
Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes, that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely at least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them.
He said the least of the flock shall draw them out.
That's it.
Say it ain't gonna be some big time. You think it's some like big time Goliath warriors coming to take. It's gonna be some country that you never thought is gonna take this country down.
My
The
God.
least of the flock. Gonna be somebody. That's why you look at them as insignificant. That's the way America look at the rest of the country as insignificant when it comes down to warfare
That's it.
and stuff like that. So you don't really look at them as they're not a threat.
You're a bully.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's it. See, but he said the least of the flock shall draw them out.
My God.
And then what?
See, at the noise of taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the
Look at
nations.
that. At the noise of the taking.
Kato. Man, that's powerful.
And then there was one more I want to look at.
That is powerful. Powerful. Lord, we thank you. It's real.
Yes, sir. One more. I want to see what it says. verse 30 and 51.
30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight.
Look at that.
They have remained in their
Look at that.
holes.
They're not even coming out. They're not even going to make no attempt to defend the country.
No, sir. They can't.
You see how this is going to go? They ain't going to make no attempt to get out there and fight.
Mm.
Forborn to fight. They have remained in their holes. You still in the Pentagon.
Still hiding.
Wow. They became as women. See, that's why I say, people say, ain't no way this going to happen in this country. But it is.
They became as women.
They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Watch it say in verse 31. We're going to stop right there.
One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end.
That's the message going to come. Mr. President, California has been taken out.
Jesus.
See, but say like I said, there's no way you're going to get in there and be able to rightly interpret this stuff without outside of God. Outside of God. I mean, first of all, you don't even know who it's talking about. Once you get who it's talking about, this is exactly what this is saying.
That is heavy.
Said the message is going to come, let the king of Babylon know that his country is taken at one end.
Lord have mercy.
And then it says, verse 32, saying that the passages are stopped, and the reeds they are burned with fire, and the men of war are frightened. This is the way it's going to go down.
Wee.